one thing I said to Baba, Baba, the door will be locked and the gate will be locked. How they will enter? Baba said they will come. And I said to Aloba, let's go and put in a lock, so nobody will come. So we did, that mostly, the watchman, on the gate, he used to do, night time. But we did, that day, early, and we locked that gate. And we were waiting and waiting. And I saw, so I went, running, and I said, hey, don't enter, inside. Baba doesn't want to see you guys. You go back. So the guy, said to his wife, chala, means, let's go inside. He did not listen. He entered in the first line and he was trying to do in a second line, and he even don't reply to me. He was talking to his wife. So I got so frightened that they will not listen, and Baba will be so upset. What should I do? Then I remembered the locket. I took out from my pocket and showed them. The people, they said, okay, let's go, and they turned, and they did not go, much, little bit, and I did not see them again, like disappear. So then I realized maybe they're not people, they're ghosts. They were not people because, nobody can, turn and they're gone. So, yeah, but I wasn't, I was never ever, afraid of any ghost. Never. If nighttime, suppose real people come, I will be afraid. I get, so frightened with people, but I'm not afraid of ghost. If they're ghost, I'm like, so fearless, for some reason. I don't know why, but it is, So that is, one thing, now, I will move on, with my Baba's, order. Like I said, it is very, very hard, to obey, any order. So we were in a trust office, Baba kept us there, that is our home. So first time, when we moved, we from Mehrabad to Nagar, and we were staying in trust office under, Adi's, care. So Adi was looking after us, anything, we need, we used to tell Adi used to bring, and he used to ask Baba, what should I do? And Baba used to say, buy it and give them. So it used to be like that. But to going to movie, we never asked Adi that, we are going to movie. Any movie is to come. The movie theater was in front of, trust office. So often we used to go there. We used to go other, theater too. And Adi did not know, where we were. Like he always wonder, what happened, why the lock is on the door, And 9 o'clock we used to come back and we used to be in home. We did not think, to tell him, that we are going to movie. So he complained, against us, to Baba. Baba, they don't tell us. Rama, is always, she takes children and where she goes, we don't know. And he was worried, So Baba said, where did you go, Rama? She said, nowhere, Baba, just we went to see movie. Baba said, how many movie you see in a month? So I started counting, I said, Baba, we don't remember, how means, maybe, we went in so often. So I don't remember, that, how many movie we saw. Baba said, you go so often. That means, so many movie. So better, you should, from next month, only 2 movies. I said, 2 movies? In whole month, 2 movies, Baba? Baba said, yes. And that also you have to ask Adi. And take his permission. If he says yes, then go. He says no means no. So I thought, now what to do, where to. And I said, Baba, but our exam comes, that time we don't go to movie. We study. So that movie can roll in next month. I was, trying to, budget in a movie. So Baba said, okay, but without asking Adi, you're not going. So my mom said, okay, Baba, I will do that. So I was thinking, my mom should say, not increase, one more movie, only 2 movies, nothing. At least 3 movies should be in a month. So my mom, she did not say anything. She said, okay. And now, we have to ask every time, to Adi, I used to ask him. And I used to say, Adi, we are going to movie. Then he used to ask which movie, where you're going. He used to drop us, in that theater, in his car. And then we used to see that movie. And one time, what happened, the movie on every Friday in a movie is to change, new movies to come. And it was Thursday. So I said to my mom, tomorrow that movie is going to change, Mom, and I want to see that movie. Let's go today. She said, we cannot. I said, why not? She said, Adi is not here. And when Adi is not here, we cannot ask him. He is in Bombay. I was thinking, I said, Mom, good idea. Can I give you? She said, what? I said, I will write later and I will put on his table. And I will say, Adi, we are going to movie and our order fulfilled. My mom said, no, but we had to ask him, Baba said. I said, that is like asking, you're telling him that, we are going to movie and I'm going to write cheat, and he will come back and he will read. So my mom said, no, no, no. So little bit, I start telling mom and she said, oh, okay. You think that is okay? I said, yeah, it is okay, mom. Baba won't say anything because we already write in the paper and that is, Adi has to read. And that happened, and then I did that and we got ready. My mom, called, Tanga because Adi wasn't there. So we called Tanga. We sat in the Tanga and Tanga started going. As soon as Tanga started going towards the, theater, the where the big gutter, comes, right there, the horse, jumped up. And my brother, he jumped from the Tanga, he went on the road. My mom also jumped, and I jumped, I fell down in the gutter. And that gutter was so smelly, so bad, still I remember that. And I was like, and my mom, started yelling right there, that this is your fault, you said, that's why this happened. Breaking Baba's order, she got, so, upset. And I was, like, so dirty and smelly, I come home and take bath, I took bath and then, I felt like, my God, now this happened, where, and my mother will tell Baba and Baba will scold me like anything. Adi comes, that night, very late, but next day, the later comes, you come to Merazad and we go there. And my mom told, already she wrote, in the letter, but, Baba called, so she told, what happened. And Baba said, then Baba got really upset. Baba said, Rama, you should, think about this, even, when I say, this thing, why? Because to save you. Why did I send, Adi to Bombay? Because to save you. That day you were going to go and you would have got killed. So we did not understand we would have got killed, how we would have got killed. So next day, when the paper came, we read in the paper the same theater we were going, and my mother used to choose, the seat, always, because from there, nobody sits, next to us. The three seats were there, So she used to tell, them, that I need, that seat, because we are only three people and we'll take that seat. So they used to give us that seat, and on that seat, some slab, fell down, that theater slab, and the people who were sitting, they got killed. So Baba saved us. Baba said, you think, my order is like this and throughout. I try to save you, but you, start going, still I saved you, That horse, did not go, otherwise you would have got killed. So never do that again, And my mother, she felt very, very sorry, for that. Very sorry. Many times, like, Baba used to give order, sometimes I used to think, oh yeah, he gave order, but, if we do it this way, it is okay. That is in our mind, works, like that. But I was very young kid and did not understand, why Baba is saying. My brother, was, he was, against that. He said, this is not good, Sheela. You're doing that. That is, like breaking Baba's order. He was shouting at me. I said, brother, you don't know, you will get to see movie. You don't know that. So, when my mom was going, he has to come, with her, So all we did, and we broke Baba's order, like that. But Baba prevented us, breaking that, So Baba always said, never, break my order. For another, thing, Baba gave us order, when we came, staying in trust office, Baba said, to us, don't go to Mehrabad, you know. So, when we were there, we went, first thing, we came and Mr. Kilani used to be, next door, and they never saw, Mehrabad. So they said, oh, we have car, can you take us, to Mehrabad, show us, because we never saw Mehrabad. So we were excited, I like Mehrabad very much. William Donkin used to be there, and also open land, all over I used to run, I loved, Mehrabad. So I said, to my mom, they're taking us, and they want to come too, so we can go with them. And all we went, without telling, Adi. And Adi found out, Adi got upset, he told Baba. Baba called us and Baba said, why did you go to Mehrabad? My mom said, because they wanted to see, Mehrabad. So we went, there and we saw. So Baba said, from today, this is my order that, you never go to Mehrabad, You guys, stay in trust office and never go to Mehrabad. This is my order. I said, Baba, forever we cannot go to Mehrabad? So Baba said, no. I said, when we will go? Baba said, the day I will go. I said, when you're going? Baba said, when I go, you will see. And then you can come. So I thought, in our lifetime, we will never able to go to Mehrabad. We had to forget Mehrabad. So we were staying, and then Kekobad's older daughter, she got burned and she died in that, So everybody, they were going, to Mehrabad. But, so I said, we should go, and see her in last time to my mom. So my mom said, but Baba's order is there, I said, yeah, Baba's order is there, but she died, Mom. We had to see her. We know her, and I was, like, so desperate to go, and see her. So she said, okay, she called Tanga, and we sat in the Tanga, and we start going, to Mehrabad, because Adi, took, all Mandali and them, so Baba went there. I think Baba went or not, that I don't remember really. So anyway, all they went, there, for her. So I thought, we should be, there too. And Tanga start going, and the bridge, old bridge, is there in going time in Ahmednagar, going towards to Mehrabad. That has, two layer. One is down and one is up. So this, uh, all this, horse, is going, and he was turning, back, to Nagar, not going, to Mehrabad Road. Then that guy, the Tanga guy said, wait a minute, I can pull him. He was trying to pull and he wouldn't go. He was turning, to Nagar side, he was turning, from bottom, coming up. Then he was taking up again. So it was going on and on. And then we saw, all car, they were coming back. I said, Mom, everything finished now. That, you know, Kekoba's daughters, everything they finished. They all car came. Let's go back. So that horse, did not want to go, to, Mehrabad Road. So we had to come back. Then, my mom, told, Baba, that, this happened. So Baba got really upset. Baba said, when I said not to go to Mehrabad means not to go to Mehrabad. And I am the one, I prevented you to break my order. Breaking my order is not that easy. Don't do again. You're doing, that's why you suffer. Then he scolded, and then my mom said to me, that, oh yeah, always, you do, something and Baba scolds me, this is you, you said that. That's why I did, My mom is, kind of, like, very innocent, like, two, three times nicely, when I say, she is to listen. Otherwise, she wouldn't, I knew that, that if I say, nicely, she will listen. So, it is always, like, mind works and then you suffer. Mind is, mostly, heart should work, but, it is difficult, right? So, like that, when 1960, what happened, we were, we were with my grandparents, first, and then Baba kept us in Mehrabad. He called us, and we came and we were staying there. So my, younger, uncle, he used to always come and visit us. Baba permitted him, and he's, he said, my marriage is there, you guys come, in my marriage. I want to take my sister. So he asked Baba. Baba said, you can take them. But he said to my mom, go straight and come back straight, not to visit anywhere. And that was Baba's order. And Baba said, don't forget drama. She said, okay, Baba, I won't. And then after, marriage finished, we got, very good time. Grandparents, they were buying, stuff, and all relative, they came. And we were so happy, like in that, my mom, she forgot Baba's order. And we come, to Nagpur, coming back. We were almost, going straight, but there, for day, we stayed, uh, and because, my mom, my ear, was, hurting, so to show, doctor, she showed, and that doctor said, she needs, operation. So my mom said, I cannot do this, because I had to ask Baba without his permission. I cannot go for operation. So uh, she found out, that, she forgot her key, in my grandparents' home. So for that purpose, we stayed, 2-3 days in Nagpur. She visited, to Deshmukh's home and Nana Khir's home, and she was staying there. And then 4-5 days, was there, when key will come, by parcel, then she wanted to go. But in meanwhile, she thought, why I'm staying in Nagpur, I should go and visit, Bao's sister. She was nearby. So we went and visited her, And when we visited her, the telegram came and said, there's water shortage, from Padri, that, we shouldn't come, stay there longer. And when water comes, you come back. So there, my father's sister said, okay, this is so good, my daughter's marriage is there. You attend marriage and stay here. And she was very, very happy. My mom also, she got happy, she forgot about Baba's order, going straight and coming back straight. So then, we were staying, and in that, I got very, very sick. I got typhoid. When I got typhoid, so my mom, she was taking me, to doctor, but, I got more sick, So my mom decided to go back to my grandparents' home. And she went there, and I got really sick, and my stomach was hurting like anything, I was crying day and night, I couldn't eat. Only I used to drink little milk, and on the milk, I was, like going, oh, Baba, I want to die, I used to say that, still I remember, I want to die because my stomach is hurting a lot, And my mom, she doesn't know what to do, my grandfather, he called, several doctor, and all doctor, they were looking after me, and they said, she won't survive. So when doctor said, she won't survive, my mom, got so frightened. She got, more worried, what to do, and she was crying and crying. And that the night, they said, she might go tonight, So my mother was sitting next to me, whole night. And she, just, she got, because she was crying a lot, and she got exhausted, and she was a little bit, like sleeping, sitting way. And she saw, Baba's car, in the dream. And Erich was with Baba, and they came, and Erich was helping him, to, bring him up, It has in a step, my grandfather's home. So they climbed, there, and Baba was standing and looking at me. And then my mother woke up, disappeared everything, So she thought, I saw very clearly Baba came and she was looking all over, but, and then she saw me sleeping so good, but she thought I'm dead. So she started crying, so much, and then she found, I'm not dead, I was sleeping because my pain was less and I was feeling good, so I was sleeping. So then, next day, Baba told, my father, to send, Nana with doctor. So my father said, why Baba, to send, Nana, it is so much trouble. He has shop. He has to close the shop and go there. And so Baba said, do what I say, Still my father was arguing with Baba, why to send, Nana. So Baba took sandal and threw on him. So my dad, ran and then he sent telegram to Nana. Then he came back and Baba, scolded him, that, when I was telling you to send this telegram to Nana and you were arguing. Why? Because you think that is your family, right? Baby is your daughter. That's why you were doing. If I would have said, for somebody else, you would have never argued. You would have sent, the telegram immediately. Why do you do that? They don't belong to you. They belong to me. She is, she belongs to me, not belongs to you. Why do you argue? Never argue with me. When I said do it, means do it. And then Nana comes, to my grandparents' home with doctor. And then from that day, I start feeling, better and I start improving. But I was so thin, like, if little wind comes, I used to shake, like this, means no strength at all. Then we came, to Mehrabad. Baba came, next day, to see us. And then he saw me and Baba said, come here. And he, told me to sit on his lap. I did sit on lap and he said, she's lighter than flour. So, she doesn't have any weight. And then he looked at my mom and he said, what did you do? Broke my order. You think, I give you order like that? If he would have come here, she would have never got sick. Why did you break my order? Then my mom realized that, that was her mistake. Baba said, because of my mercy, she is with you. Otherwise, she would have come to me. Do you realize that, Rama? Why do you do that? When I say, don't do means don't do. So my mom, she tried not to break order, but many times it happened, like, and big thing happened, not, small thing. Like, it is like Baba tried to, save, life, and we try to, do, something with mind, that doesn't work. When he says, do it means do it, no question. But, I was, really, thinking too much. I was very young and I used to think, oh, maybe, I can go this way, that way, I should ask Baba. And I try, not to, obey, but that never worked. And then afterwards, really, I used to realize, oh, I would have not done this. Like, that Tanga thing, going to movie, I would have not done, but I did. I made, into trouble, my brother and my mom, because of me, that would have happened, So many times, we used to, like, try not to do, but mind, tells, do it, you know. So just now, like, they say, put on in a mask, put on, shield, so it prevents you, from COVID. So every time, when I do, I feel like, oh, Baba wants us, to do this, no way, you can survive without that, After that, something happens, that is his wish, but, we should try, very hard, very hard. Never, try, like, Baba always said, ask doctor what to do. And whatever he says, obey. And after that, something happens, that is my wish. But don't give up, like, oh, he's so sick, not to, do, anything, not to prevent, because, whatever sanskara we have, we have to spend, this lifetime we have to spend. Well, for example, my dad was very, very, very sick. And, everybody, they say, no, he cannot go to hospital, this, that, I said, look, Baba, whatever Baba said, I'm going to do, I had to take him to hospital. I had to try, my best. After that, Baba's wish. So I did try, until end. I did. I did not give up, on that, Whatever doctor said, give him blood. I collected blood from Merabat people, and, I asked them, and they did help me, I'm thankful for that. And I tried everything, whatever, doctor said. I did, you know. So after that, he was gone. That was Baba's wish. But before that, I never gave up, you know. Don't, ever, think that, oh, he's going to go now, forget, he should be, like this. No, we have to, try our best. Whatever doctor says, we should do. And after that, that is, Baba's wish, we shouldn't give up. Bicycle one. Yeah, another, Baba's order, like what happened, we used to go to school, our school was very, very far. And we had to go to school, come back and have lunch, again go to school, like, twice a day, walking, to school was too much. Where the, the bridge, before bridge, that school was very far. And we had to walk from trust office to there, And when we used to come back, it was, like, 12 o'clock, and very hot. The sun was right up above the head, and it used to feel so hot, So my mom, she said to Baba, Baba, kid, they go twice a day, to school, and they feel very tired because of sun. So I think, they should have bicycle. When my mom said, to Baba, Baba said, yeah, I think, that is good idea, but I don't think, they should have bicycle. So my mom said, that they walk twice a day, Baba. So Baba said, no, still I'm telling you, no bicycle. So when he said, no bicycle, so mom was, trying to, explain, that, how hard it is, for me and my brother, going back and forth, So Baba said to my mom, once I told you no means no. So when he said no means no, so my mom was, kind of, like, pushing Baba, that, yeah, they should, have bicycle. Baba said, okay, they will have bicycle, but in accident, both of them, they die. That is your responsibility, to my mom. My mom immediately changed and she goes, "No, Baba, no. They can walk. It's fine. It is not that hard." Immediately she changed. I said, "Mom, don't give up. Just, say, we need bike, you know, because, it is very hard, to go back and forth. So I was, trying to, tell my mom, and Baba said, once, I tell you no, don't argue. But you're taking responsibility for their dying, that's okay with you, then buy it. And my mom, she said, no, if they will die, I don't want bicycle. So I said, Baba, forever do we won't have bicycle? He said, no, no bicycle. I said, oh God, so we'll never learn, how to ride. I said, what about, Baba, if I, ride in the compound and learn how to ride? That's okay? So Baba said, yeah, it is okay, but don't go outside, not at all. I said, okay, I won't go. So we start, learning, bike in compound. And one day I thought, just go out, doesn't matter, front up, trust office, doesn't matter. So I took out of the gate. Baba told us not to go out of the gate, and I did. As soon as I go, some scooter guy came and hit me. I fell down, and I got really badly, hurt, on my knee, on my hand, all over. And then I come inside, and Adi, start yelling and shouting. He said, you, I told you not to go out. I gave you bike, just to ride inside, not outside. That is Baba said, to you. Then we went, and he took away a bike and he said, no more bike. You cannot ride any bike because, you don't follow Baba's order. She got so upset. He got, frightened that, that day, I got killed, because that guy was, really very fast, coming, and he just hit, so badly. So Adi said, by Baba's grace, she is alive, otherwise Baba would have scolded me, that I did not watch you. So we told Baba, and then Baba said, why did you break, my order? Once, I said, no means no. So we had to give up, about bike, no more bike, in riding. But I learned, how to ride, but I couldn't have bike, always walking, going to school or going to bazaar or going anywhere, we used to walk. So then years pass away, on 30th January, 29th January, Baba wrote, later, about, me and my brother, what we should be. Baba said, she should go in Ayurvedic college and become a doctor, Indian medicine I should learn. And Mehnat, after nothing for Mehnat in the morning, but afternoon, again later came. And in that, Baba wrote, that, you should, he should go in science. So, that, evening, in like, we gave up in about cycle, like, we did not have, any think in the mind, that, we will ever ride our own bike, we'll have, and we can go on the road. But on 30th, we got later that Sheila and Mehnat can buy bike. We got that later, we were like, uh, on 30th night, 29th, I got, the dream, about, Baba. that we are celebrating, Baba's birthday, but nobody was putting on good clothes, or they're celebrating, everybody came so sad and they're sitting in the center and looking down, and not singing, not putting lights, all over. It was very odd, dream, but it made me so sad, So in India, there is, uh, thing, that they say your dream, if you tell, somebody else, so that doesn't come true. So I decided to tell my mom, and I told my mom, and mom said, well, this year we'll celebrate, more than this, because, last year was procession and this and that, and this year we'll celebrate like that. Not to worry, that is just dream. But still, in my mind, about dream, like, so bad. But when this letter came, I felt so happy, about cycle. My brother and I got, like, very happy that, all these years and years, we were trying to have bike and no bike. And now Baba is saying, you're out of danger, you can have bike. So I thought, oh yes, we have to have our own bike. We go to shop and we start looking for bike, which bike, we have to buy, And my mom said, I had to ask Baba, which bike he had to have, You can see, just now, but when I ask Baba, Baba will tell us and then you can buy. So we come home, and next day I go, to school. And but that day, like, I was, really, feeling so sad, about the dream, when I got. I was thinking, why did I get this dream? It is odd. And I, no clue, Baba was sick. No clue. So I go to school, without, eating, taking my breakfast. I forgot, because I was thinking just about my dream. And I go there, and I took my tiffin, with me, but I did not eat, my snack, I just, I was so, sad, so I did not feel like to eat. Coming time, I am the person, always, I obey rule. I never break them. So I was, always I used to walk left side in India, they walk on left side, So left side, I was walking, and how, just, the Baba was dropping his body, that time, 12 o'clock, my school gets over and I was on the road and I was walking and I was middle of the road, just going, towards, like in middle. And truck came and hit me, but books were, I was holding, like this, the books, and they were long. So it hit, the book, and book fell down on the ground. And then, I heard, so much noise and everybody was shouting, she wants to do suicide. The truck guy, got down and he started yelling at me, you want to die, go on other people's truck, not my truck. I will be in trouble and this and that. And I thought, what happened? The hundreds of people are around me and I did not know how my mind, stopped right that time. I did not know. And then I took the book, I come home. When I came home, my mom, she also, got into trouble, she lost, some money in the bank, post office, I mean, and the post office, people, gave her less money. So she counted and she goes back and she was in trouble, so I went with her again to, you know, tell them, that, this is not right, you gave less money. They said, we'll count, and then end of the day, the money is more here than we'll give you. So for that, she was going back and forth, and I came home. And about 3 o'clock, one boy, he was in the compound, he used to work, the servant, he was very bad, at this time, and he used to fight with everyone. So he was crying. So I thought, he is so bad, maybe Adi must have slapped him. So he's crying. So I said, what happened? Why you're crying? He said, Mayor Baba dropped his body. I thought to tease us, he is saying that. I said, I'm going to tell Adi. My mom also came in. She said, why you're saying this, to make us upset? And he was crying and saying, yeah, Mayor Baba, dropped his body. So we went to tell, Adi that, this guy is, saying like this, you should tell him something. So Adi was, sitting on the bed, and he was putting his hand like this. And I said, Kaka, this boy is saying like this, you should do, something. So he did not answer anything. And my mom, said, Adi, did you hear? And just she started talking, Adi stood up and started, crying so loud. And he put, his head on my mom's shoulder. Before that, he never ever, used to touch my mom or anything. But he got so upset, he put, his head on the shoulder and started crying, And my mom said, what happened? What happened? You should tell me. Adi, you should tell me what happened. And just one thing, he said, is true. That's it. It's true, he said, and he sat down, on the bed, and he was really, so upset, We then when he was crying and saying, I thought, these people are crazy, they're saying anything. I had to go to Merazad and see Baba. They're saying, just recently I saw Baba. I don't believe this. Baba dropped his body. So I went out, then my mom said to Adi, Adi said, I'm so sad I cannot drive, to her, you go by bus. So we went in outside, to see bus. And in meanwhile, Baba Lover, Bhagirath, he brought his truck, to take Baba's stuff, like to Mehrabad. He was taking first to Merazad and then coming back, to Mehrabad. So he said, I'm going to Merazad. So I said, should we come with you? You have space, for us. He said, yeah, you can come. So we climbed on the truck to go to Merazad, and William Donkin, he came and he saw us. He said, where are you going? I said, to Merazat. He said, no, don't go to Merazat because they're taking, Baba, to Mehrabad. So what you'll do in there? And then he was, he offered us, that he will take. So we said, okay. He said, don't go in the truck, you come with us. But 1 hour, I have work. I will do that and I will come. So he was arranging, some, Baba's, coffin wood, he wanted to arrange, so he was calling on the phone, he finished that, and then we went, to Mehrabad. By the time, we went, it was evening, very dark, and that time, Mehrabad Road, just now you see, you can walk, but that time, the stones were all over. Nobody can drive even car, properly. It was, so dark, and you couldn't see, we forgot to take flashlight to, but it was very, very like night and sad, and before that I told the whole story about Baba dropped his body, we saw him in Mehrabad. So that is the thing, it still then when Baba said that about certain thing, giving order and that, who will remember this, in the end, to release all this order, like cycle, other stuff, going to Mehrabad, Baba said, when I go, you can come. He only God can remember, the people, like, us also. Baba gave us order even to obey, we forget, you know. So, it is so, hard, to remember. Only God can remember all this thing. He always takes, care of everybody, that's why, he does remember. So that is, Baba's, all this thing, he used to always, take care of us, he always, like, from childhood, I remember, I never remember that, I never saw Baba. Somebody asked me, what, what is your first memory with Baba? So I start thinking, but I don't remember, that, from like a baby, always, Baba's, contact, we got, and to see him always, for example, like I was 5 years old, that time we were in Mehrabad, staying. One day, Baba, sent, Pendu to tell, my mom, that, children, I had to take them to Guru Prasad. So my brother, he said, I don't want to come in alone. Take my mom too. I don't want to stay alone. So, Pendu has to give up that idea about my brother, but they wanted to take me. But until, my brother is in sleep, they were waiting, So my brother, he went to bed, and then they took me, in sleep, to Guru Prasad. I woke up early in the morning in the bed, Guru Prasad bed, where my father's bed was, next to that another bed. And I woke up, I saw, oh, this is some different place, this is Guru Prasad. So I got up and I started looking, all over. I got so happy, that, you know, I am in Guru Prasad, my dad is there, and I was more happy to be away, from home. And then, that day, Baba said, when she comes, she should pack, her clothes and bring. So I packed, my all clothes, pajama, everything, and during daytime, So I thought, I'm staying there permanently, I don't have to come back. But that wasn't, I was only for day. So I took, my clothes and I went there, and I said to my dad, now, this is morning, I have to take bath. So he said, you have to take bucket bath. I said, I don't like bucket. I went downstairs and I saw there is bathtub. I said, I like bathtub. I want to go in the bathtub. And he said, no. So Pendu comes and Pendu said, it's okay, we'll, provide water, we'll use less and later, have bath in bathtub. So they filled up in a bathtub, and my father, first he gave me bucket bath on top, he was saying, no, no, no. Then I came down and I saw that bathtub. I said, no, I had to take second bath. So I took in a second bath, in that bathtub, and I was playing there. After that, I got ready and I go, inside, walking around, and I saw there's another bathtub. I said, oh my God, how many bathtub they have, I had to take in this bathtub, now again bath, because in Mehrabad there's no water. And here is bathtub, but there wasn't water either, So Meru came and Meru saw me and she said, hey, do you want to take bath? I said, yeah, I want to take bath, but I had to take in bathtub. So she said, to Rano, that was Rano, only one person was taking bath in the bathtub. Other, people did not take in bathtub because water shortage. So they asked, Rano, do you mind if she takes bath here? She said, no, I don't mind, she can take. And then they filled up bath tub, and then I brought my clothes and I start taking third bath. So when I was playing, Baba also, came and he saw me, from the door, and he was watching. And then Gaver and Meru start yelling, that, she will get cold. She should, stop, and come out, But Baba said, let her, enjoy, doesn't matter. Now we filled up in a bathtub, let her be in the bathtub. He was, smiling and he left. Then I was, after that bathtub, I came out, the thing in my hair, who will do my hair, and then I saw, Mera is doing Baba's hair. So I went and I brought my comb and I was standing there. And Mera finished, Baba's, hair. And I thought, she's so gentle, My mom, she pulls my hair, but she's very gentle. I like, her, and I should ask her, to do my hair. I did not know I shouldn't ask, Mera. And I go, near her and I said, now my turn, And then Mera, she saw me and she smiled and she, gave finger, that hold my finger, and she took me, to Meru. And she said, Meru, you should do her hair. So I thought I shouldn't fuss, otherwise, they will kick me out. I don't know them much, so better I should say, okay, So I was quiet, and Meru started doing my hair. I gave so much trouble to Meru. She, Gaver was, holding, mirror in front of me, and she was doing, I said, you did not do properly. I messed up my hair. Then second time she did, like I said, do this way, do that way. It came terrible. But I knew that, third time if I say, she will be very upset and, she might tell Baba and they will say, don't come here and go back to Nagar. So I was, little bit, hesitating, saying, third time. I went, back, to my father and I said to my father, Meru doesn't know, how to do, hairstyle. You do my hair. And then he, did in a ponytail, he tied, and that was my hairstyle. Then after that, I went in Mandali Hall. We had, breakfast, everything. And then I went in Mandali Hall. Baba came and Baba bought, ball, for me to play, and he was throwing at me and I was throwing at him. Each time, I used to throw, he used to catch, in hand, easily. And I used to think, I used to miss, many times, he used to throw, I couldn't catch, sometime I did, sometime I didn't. I said, I used to throw very hard, so my dad, was yelling and shouting at me that don't do this, Baba will get hurt. Baba said, it's okay, I won't get hurt, it's okay. And then we were, playing, like in a half an hour we did play ball, and then Baba, start, playing in a marble. So Baba was, giving me marble in the hand, and he used to say throw, and I used to throw, and I used to win, every time. He used to ask me to sit on his lap and give marble and say throw, and I used to throw, and I did not know still, how they played, that marble. Only I knew I win. Winning, was my best part, in that, game. So Baba played, few hours, that. Then they start playing, card. That day, no letter, no, correspondence, nothing, just playing with me and paying attention on me. So I felt, like, little princess, like, everybody, they pay attention. This is so good. I want to be in, Guru Prasad with Baba. I don't want to go home, at all. I felt, so happy, there, like, I did not, even feel, that I should go back, you know. I said, so Baba, start playing, cards. So, every time, I used to, run. And then, I thought, this is my dad, and that was Erich, I, just went on his, back, and he was, rocking me, back and forth like this, holding my hand. And I did not realize that was in Erich. I thought that is my dad, from back, I thought, he looks like, my dad, Erich. So Baba said, they look like twin, from back. That's why she did not know, that is Erich. Everybody start laughing, And then I realized, when I heard the voice, I ran, to my dad then. So that was, like, first time, playing marble with Baba, you know. But many chances were there, to, I did play, cards with Baba in Guru Prasad, but that was older. I was older. I knew how to play, Once, like, we were playing, cards, with Baba, and Baba, me, Francis, and Nana Kher, four of us. We were playing, cards. And Baba, Francis gave, card, the cards, they were, so good in my hand. I, thought, now this time I'm going to beat, and Francis has to rub his nose. And Nana Kher, he wasn't, good partner. He was my partner. I did ask, Francis, I want to be, Baba's partner. And he said, no, I want to be Baba's partner. I'm always Baba's partner. So he was sitting in front of Baba, and I said, okay, I will make you, rub your nose then, every time, I will do that. And then I was holding, card, and I was, like, jumping up and down, that I have very, good card. And this time I'm going to beat, Francis. So, all of a sudden Baba said, I want to exchange my card, with Sheila's card. I said, what? You know, no way, now I can beat, Francis. When I gave, the card, I saw Baba's card was very bad card. You cannot, do anything, with that card. And I was, like, thinking, how to do, Nana, he is not the person, like, he will cheat, and he will do anything. Even you give signal, play this card, he will never, pay attention. He was so straight, and like, looking at card and putting, on the ground, that's it. He wasn't good in card playing. Baba was cheating. Francis was cheating. Both they were cheating, like, this is a, spade. No, this is, club, spade, no, diamond, spade. heart, they used to go like that. So Francis always went in like that. I said, Francis, why you're touching your nose? You're giving signal to Baba. I know that. If Baba gives you, that's okay, but you shouldn't do that. You're my enemy, so you shouldn't do that. He said, no, my nose was itching, this, that, so many things. Then he goes, like this, like, play hard Baba. you know. I said, why you're touching your, chest? Don't do that. Don't give signal. You know, I was like, fighting. Although, I was very, good friend of, Francis, but in playing, I wasn't. I wanted to win, each time, So I was saying to him, so Francis, each time, he was losing. And then I said, Baba, he was trying to rub his nose. I said, Baba, you did not touch ground. Baba said, touch the ground, So he was, touching ground and rubbing, his nose used to get, like, cherry nose, so red, So I said, you should, say, Sheila, you should be Baba's partner. So I won't do this. So he said, no, I won't give up, I am Baba's partner, Always he wanted, to be Baba's partner. So in playing, another thing in Guru Prasad, like,
Was that bridge? Were you playing bridge?
No, not bridge, that is called laddies. The trump card is there, they have, a certain way to play, I can teach you, but I cannot, uh, each one has, card, and then they have trump card, in that. So each time, we used to have, like playing cards, but every day, I did play, there while I was in Guru Prasad, because, Pendu, did not want to sit on the ground, so long. Then, Erach, wanted to do, some correspondence thing. So he used to go out. And my dad, only this time is there, to go to the bathroom and relax, So they did not want to play. But when, Merji, Nariman, Jim, Jim Mistry, they came in on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That day, they used to play, cards, That day I did not play with them. Only they played, like, many people were there, So always, like, every Friday, Nariman and Jim Mistry used to come from Bombay. And they used to play, together, Baba, Merji, and Nariman, and all Mandali. Everybody they played. Mandali, they enjoyed, when somebody came, from outside, and they enjoyed more, food, because their food was, like so bad, food, in Guru Prasad. Very bad, Outside, the food was very bad because it used to come from Dorabji. But spaghetti without sauce, only boiled spaghetti. And, it was, it wasn't good, but still they ate, so no complaint that, this food is not good or bad. Just they wanted to finish their lunch and go for their work. Somebody is, doing, correspondence, somebody is doing something. My dad is to, go and see Baba. It was, like, their routine thing. So I used to feel very sorry for their food, So one day, Baba's, niece, she, Gulnar, her husband, Jangu, he came and he said to Mani, tomorrow, my daughter's Navjot is there, and I will bring, good food. So, everybody got so happy, the food is coming from them, so must be good. And that was Navjot, Navjot food, they make in a lot, like dhansag, that all parts, food, and very tasty food. So they were so happy, So hard-boiled eggs and dhansak, everything came. Eh, Next day, they supposed to bring, and Pendu, he was in the bathroom. That time, Jangu came and he put, on the table outside, and he said, "Here is food." Gaver, comes and she saw, that food, and they were, big, pots, she lifted and she took inside. As soon as food goes inside, I saw, I thought, now, she's going to take, big portion, and these people won't get anything. Outside in Mandali, won't have, good food, because Pendo always, used to say the food should be good. So I thought, I should tell Pendo. I went, near the bathroom and knocked on the door. I said, food went inside, you better come out, quick, and don't tell my name. So he comes out, and, he was so, like, ran, in other side, there was, one where Ranu used to take bath, that big, room was there. After that, dining hall inside, women mandali. So in that room he entered, and he started yelling and shouting from there, Gaver, bring that pot out right now. Don't take out, without I see. I will distribute, you shouldn't do that. And he was yelling, and he said, if you don't come, I will come inside, and Mera is inside, so you will be in trouble. So she brings, out, and she said, okay, I bring. Nobody was there. How do you know, that the pot I took? So he said, I heard, but he did not tell my name because he knew I will be in trouble. So then they distribute, you believe, that one egg this side, one egg this side, one egg this side, just like little kid, they're playing, and then they distribute, that half, I said, oh, I should tell Pendu, Pendu, it does, half, correctly. So they did, that. Then after that, they used to get, some Baba lover, used to send, mango from Andhra. They were very good mango, very sweet and very good and big mangoes. So as soon as mango, thing used to come, what used to happen, Aloba used to open the crate, and he used to take out, mango, his portion, 2 mango for him. So he used to take and keep in his room. Then Pendu used to come, he used to take, everybody that took their portion. My dad couldn't take because he was with Baba. So he was the last one. He always got bad one. Which one you throw out? So in parcel, when it was coming, so some mango used to go bad. From Andhra used to come. So every time, he got in a very bad mango, and they used to keep, the portion. So I used to watch that. I said, oh, this is not fair. If mango, they are bad, they should divide, good mango between them. Good, bad mango, they should throw out. and then good one, they should divide. So, I decided to open the crate next time, it comes. So I opened that good mango I took and kept in my father's room first. Then Pendu came, he took his. Everybody, they came and they start taking. And the bad one went, to Alova. Alava said, I got bad one, So somebody should, share with me, take one bad one and give me good one. I said, no, you never do that with other people. So why do you think, that they will do with you? So he said, no, I'm not going to eat this bad one. So I don't get any mango. So I should have one mango. I said, but you never think about other people that they should have good mango one and you should have one. So you should think that he was fighting with everybody, but he did not get. So it was like that in fight in Guru Prasad. Merazad also, they did not have good food either, rice and dal only. They did not have very tasty and good food, so always, any good food came, they were so happy, so happy. That is, their really happiness, in their life, So anybody offered them, good food, that means, they used to feel very, very happy. Inside, uh, food was a little better because Naja used to cook, in Bindra house, and used to send, for Baba and women. Mera loved, very spicy food. So some spicy food used to come, from Bindra house. But they couldn't, you know, manage, to cook, for everybody, There were so many, so it was very hard, for them, to cook, so big amount, But anyway, the Mera loved, spicy food. So she used to prepare, she used to tell servant, to make, roasted chili, roasted garlic and little salt in that, put and crush, it called thesa in India. And people eat that very spicy. So she used to love that. And I I smelled that inside, I thought, where they're making, I saw backside, the servant is making, and she made, big amount, So I thought, Pendu will love this, having, chilies, some taste, with the spaghetti in that. So I told Pendu, inside is, they're making this, you can ask them. Pendo goes and he start yelling, to Gaver, where's that Tessa? I want that Tessa. She comes out and she said, who told you? He said, I smell that. I can smell that, So he was yelling and shouting. So she brought, half and gave, him. So he was so happy. I always, used to try to, go outside, inside, both side, I can go and see, so I used to tell Pendu, always, I was like spy, for him. But I told him, the day, you tell my name, I won't tell you anything. So he used to always, keep secret, with that, that he never told my name. The same thing, with William Donkin too. He was my best friend and never ever said my name to Baba for anything, anything, happened, he always, used to keep quiet, For example, in trust office, my mom's, toilet was, broken and it used to smell so bad, So, uh, you know, William, said, many, many times, to go, Adi, that, it smells, get fixed. You should get fixed. And Adi, did not have that kind of money, so he was keeping quiet, He used to listen and he used to say, oh, okay, you know. He used to say, okay, but he never did. So one day, he was saying to me, I said, just let, Adi smell that. Then he will realize. So he said, really? I said, yeah, let him smell that. Then he will think, that it's really bad, So, that time, Indian toilet, like, there was, tin, they used to put in bottom. And that, the guy used to come and remove and clean. So that broken, tin, he, uh, in the morning, he took, and kept, front of, this office. And now this office, I used to go, Baba told us, to ask, Adi before going to school. That was another order, Baba gave us. Early in the morning when you go to school, tell Adi that I'm going to school. So I went there to tell him, and I went, from backside because Adi was in backside sitting. So I went there, but when I was coming, out, the I smell, so bad in his office, because that tin was just front of his office door. So I said, something is smelling so bad, here, Adi. He said, yeah, I think so. It is smelling bad. And I came out and I said, oh my God. Then I knew that William must have done this because I said, and now, Adi, comes out and he start yelling and shouting and who did this? Who brought? So Willem, from his home, he puts his head out and he said, woohoo, me, woohoo. Like, he was making noise. Adi got more upset. He goes, he told Baba and Baba said, bring Willem and everybody. That who saw that is Sheela saw that. So Baba said, bring children here, Mernath and Rama, everybody. We do go there, and Baba said, who is witness? I said, I saw that. He said, William, why did you do that? So he did not say, Sheila's idea. He was like, listening, Baba is scolding. Baba said, what is the solution, on that? And he was getting upset, So he said, Baba, I will fix, if Adi said, I don't have money. So he said, I will spend, money, and I will get fixed. So Baba said, okay. So it was so simple, like, he would have said, to William, that I don't have money. So William would have fixed that, So when that year, we went to Guru Prasad and we were staying there, and William did not fix only toilet, but he fixed all mom's, front, side, it was so muddy. All mud was there, no floor. So he put in a floor there, he fixed in a veranda, he fixed that toilet, and everything got fixed. When that happened, we were, in that period, in Guru Prasad, because, we did not have toilet, so we got, fixed that toilet, by William Donkin. He was very good in everything, very hygienic, wise, he was so clean, very, very clean. He would have been so happy, just now, people are there putting on a mask and shield. He would have been so happy. Believe me, he was always, said, that wash your hand. I learned from him from childhood, washing hand, from up to here, so rubbing and doing nicely. He used to say germs are there. I said, I don't see any germs, when I was little. So he made, from my hand, the slide, and under in a microscope, he showed me how the germs, they move. So I said, wow, they're here, they look, we can see, but on my hand, I cannot see. He said, yeah, that's why I tell you, you rub, properly, then they die. You don't have, trouble. Otherwise, you get sick. So from childhood, I learned, washing hand so many times, cleaning, and always, keep very, very clean, He, from him, I learned really. Like, when Pendu got an accident, with Baba in Satara, so they brought Pendu, after, hospital and that, they brought him to Mehrabad. And he was staying, there, next to Padre's kitchen. There, that was the room, used to be. First, Eric used to stay there, I think. Yeah. And that room was, Padres, he made, for Pendu. But he arranged such very nicely. Like Pendu's, food has to be like this because, the blood doesn't flow, then he won't have pain. And his bed, he made, so comfortable, everything he made, so nicely. Then every day he used to, take out his clothes, boil them, and with, tongue, he used to, lift, and put, to dry outside, on the string. Every day he used to do that. His everything was boiled. So, one day, like Pendu, he said, God knows I will able to walk or I will die, because this William, does, too much, like he cleans, this and he ties my leg and it is so much pain and this and that. And he killed, puppies, like that he will kill me too, he said. I said, puppies? What puppies? I did not know that. And he said, yeah, in Satara, he killed puppies, when Baba said, they shouldn't make noise, he killed them. I said, he killed them? Really? I don't believe that. And I loved, dog and cat and everything, So it was like, very shocking for me, to hear, that William killed, puppies. And then, I asked my dad, and my dad said, yeah, he did. So I went, to William and I said, how come you can do this? How come you can kill, puppies? You know, then he told me that what happened, that dog, gave, birth, in compound, but she was gone, either she got killed or something, she never came back. And puppies were crying, crying, crying without, milk. So Baba was in seclusion and Baba said, it disturbs him, so keep them quiet. So he was, looking after, puppies, he made them warm, everything he did. He brought blanket, he took them in his bedroom and made, put in a blanket and keeping them quiet. But still they were crying. They wouldn't stop. They wouldn't stop. And Baba was scolding, William, that you're not making them quiet. And Baba's order was to him that not to go out of gate. So he couldn't even drop them, outside, So he was thinking what to do, they're around, this and they're crying and they're doing. He got very restless, Baba's order. He has to obey 100%. And then he decided to kill them. And then he killed, he boiled water and he put them there. I said, William, you did, such a bad thing. If Baba says, you will kill me too. He said, yes. I said, yes, you will kill me? I got really big shock. He said, and then he laughed. He said, no, I will kill myself first. I will not kill you. He said, that was Baba's order, very hard. And he said, I came back. I'm as a doctor. I supposed to give life, to people, not taking life. And I did that to obey Baba's order. And then many days I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I was so restless, that doing that. But then Baba, said, what did you do? And he told, and Baba embraced him. And Baba said, you did good for them. Now next life, they are human. You did good for them. So they will be human. They won't be dog again. So, that is, like Baba's work, it looks very hard, but sometimes something happens, so crazy, you know. But William, if somebody, would have said, to me, I would have never believed, because he was so good heart person, very good heart person, like always care about, people. And also Baba said, 100% he did obey, 100%, no matter what. He did not care about himself, but he did care what Baba is saying, Like, Baba said, to look after me, my ear was discharged, so he used to treat. 100% he used to, like, put, energy, to, clean and do. And then he told Baba, this is, so infected, got bad, so she needs, operation. So he took me, to Buddh hospital. And that guy said, yeah, we'll do, So he said, no, show me, all your, thing in operation theater. He went to check and he said, you don't have right stuff, here. So I don't think so, I can bring her here. Then he went to Baba and he said, take her to Pune. And there is, good doctor, they will do. And then they took me, to Pune and I got operated, there, So only because of him, he said, that's why, I got to go to Pune. Otherwise, they would have, put me in Buddh hospital. He was very careful, doctor. And plus, he was very, good heart person. All this crazy stuff, like, you know, something, used to happen, like, one day, my mom, she was always scared with snake. And she, was, like yelling, shouting at me, for something, happened, So I said, told, William, went to Mehrabad, killed one cobra and brought, dead one and put in the front of my mom's, door. That was no harm, but she was scared because, he said, I will tell her not to do this. I said, no, I will be more in trouble. That she will say, why did you tell William? So, he did that and she opened the door in the morning and she started shouting so bad, that William, please come. He was next door staying, in trust office. So she was shouting, he comes, and he took in the hand and he said, hey, here is in a cobra. So she saw, that was dead one, then she she realized that he must have done that. There's something, he used to, try to help me and make me happy. But it seems like, crazy. Then Marazat people, they heard, they said, oh, William is really crazy. Erich never said, good about him. He said, that was crazy guy. But because I used to ask him and he used to try to do and try to, make me happy, that's why he was doing. He wasn't crazy, he was a very good guy, very good guy. I was very close to him, very close to him. Even, when he came back, from, you know, last, darshan, from Pune. In Pune, Baba arranged, the darshan program and Baba dropped his body, but program went, the people came and they visited Guru Prasad and all, stuff, they were doing. And who was doing all this thing? William. He arranged, for Westerner. He went in hotel. He cleaned their bed, with everything. He was standing in each room. Each room was sterilized because, he did not trust them. So he went a month ago, and whole day long he was standing and making them, clean this, clean that, even towel, he boiled them. And he said, this towel nobody is using, only our people, they come give them, and after, they use, boil them again. And he was staying there to do that, and nobody saw, William there, they said. I asked so many people, who came, did you see William during that time? They said no, because he was so busy, doing all this work. Because of him, nobody got sick that time. They were, like, got, room, sterilized. All bed, they were sterilized. Bed sheet was boiled, because there wasn't, washing machine. So he, made, part, boiling and putting in that after washing. So he did lot of work, that time. And he said, nobody will get sick. This is Baba arrange, and I should take care, because they said, that time, they told, him, to arrange, in Pune for Westerner. So he did, he was very, good doctor, very good doctor. Yeah. Pendu, a doctor told him he will never walk. And because of, William Donkin, he walked after, his accident. It took, 6 months, to recover, everything. But he did walk. Doctor, in Satara, they said, this guy will never able to walk again. But because of William's work, and effort, Pendu start walking. When Pendu, said about him, he's making me good or he's going to make me bad. I said, look, he's making you walk now. The day he walked, I said, you said, bad about him, but look, you're walking now. So he said, yeah, but, hours together, he's doing my dressing, that I don't like, he takes, so long, doing everything. I said, he's good doctor. He's careful. So that's why he puts effort, to do everything.
I've always felt that he died 6 months after Baba because he was just so devastated by Baba's passing. And
Yeah,
right,
I don't think, because of that he died. He did have a heart trouble, problem. his heart, wasn't, well, the day, he died, he was reaching, for his pills, for heart. And he couldn't take, he did not die because of, broken heart.
Uh-huh. Okay.
He did not. He understood, In fact, he said to me, that Sheila, like, he made in a coffin, and I did not want to touch, that coffin, Baba's coffin. He said, we have to make sure, this is so smooth. And you will be so glad that in future you'll think you're the first one is touching Baba's coffin. Afterwards, when we take, to Mehrabad, no, you won't have a chance to touch. So, he used to explain, I was so sad, so sad. He was trying to, make me feel, that, this is, Baba dropped his body, that's okay. He is always with us. He is always with us. He is not, that he's gone. He said, just we'll love him more and we'll see him. He is always with us. So I don't think, it is broken heart or anything, He wrote, one book, and that book is like, finished book. He said when Baba will feel okay, I will take, that to show him. And he says that this is okay to print, then I will print. I don't know where that book is gone, it was with him. He did show me. He even in a design outside, how the cover should be. All picture he put, there where it should be, So his work, was so good, So another book, he wrote, but that book was gone, Where it is gone, I don't know. After he died, his thing was two places, Villa and Trust Office. Two places, he kept in his book. So that I don't know what happened to that book. So he wasn't broken heart. He was waiting, that Baba will recover, and then he will show that book to Baba. He finished, Baba's time, but Baba's health wasn't good. He was waiting. Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai
Thanks.
Baba.
Hey, Baba.
Hey, Baba.
Jai Baba.